Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Good to have you here. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube this morning. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and, of course, leave your comments in the comments section. On The Rush, we talk winning, and nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has the ride that fits your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on?
What's up, buddy? Happy Monday morning to you.
Same to you.
How are you?
It was a fast weekend, and I know it's, it was 48 hours. I get that, but it just seemed to fly right on by.
Dude, yeah, I had one of those weird, long, fast weekends. I basically did the same thing Saturday and Sunday, and that was sat in the theater. That's what I remember.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're a nutcracker dad, right? You're a nutcracker dad?
Listen, man. The boys have their sports, and the girls. If my daughter is not a sporty girl, she's a dancer. She wants to be a ballerina, right?
Yep.
She wants to live in Paris and be a princess. And so, in lieu of sports, you do dance and you do ballet and things like that. And I get it. So it's not. But man, it's the nut racket. It's incredible how
the nutcracker is the nut racket.
It's the nut racket, and any dance dad out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. They're like right now. They're like, oh yeah. I mean, dude. So yesterday she had, and I love her. I don't mean this in any way. How can I be both an asshole and appreciative?
Absolutely,
be both
100%.
I'm an appreciative asshole. Maybe that's a T-shirt we should have. I'm an appreciative asshole. So the appreciative part of me is they treat Audrey like gold, right? Everybody there, they and that is, it's so neat to see your kid be a part of something that they love to do, that they're welcomed at. Worth the price of worth the weight of gold, right?
Yep.
The recitals and stuff like that are fun. This is like the game. You practice. You're gonna have a game. You're gonna have a performance. And it shouldn't be cheap. The studio is expensive to rent. You know what I mean? There should be a cost that comes with all of this entertainment that your daughter is getting for it, right? Travis, then the performance, it's $40 per ticket. Okay.
Hold on. How many performances are there?
There's 2 performances.
So you got to spend $80 to go watch your daughter dance.
Well,
if you're going to take Courtney, if you got to pay for
Eli.
the ex-wife,
I mean,
Eli?
Audrey goes to watch Eli wrestle.
Yeah.
Eli should go watch Audrey dance, right?
Only if he wants to. I think there comes a point where you're like, okay, you're soon to be 16 years old. How many times has he seen the Nutcracker? Honest to God, this is how many years is
Eli? We don't. I mean, 3, 4.
Okay.
Because a lot of times he has stuff happening at the same time. So I don't even know. This honestly might even be like the first or second time. I don't know. So there's 2 performances. Buy 2 tickets, get 1 free. Okay, and so I'm like, well, that's
what a deal.
What a deal, right? Because her mom needs to go as well, and that'll just make it super easy to do it that way, right? So I go to buy those tickets. Tell Eli he's got to go. Tell Audrey your brother's going to be there. Her eyes light up. Yeah, I missed the deadline on the 2-for-1 deal. Nut racket.
Wow. And did you take your dad?
No, because it was $40 per ticket. He offered to go. Dad's getting around slower, man. So he asked about it and said he wanted to come, and I said, Dad, here's the deal. This is where it's at. It's $40. He was like,
there should be a, and I get if grandparents want to go, but if you have an investment already where you're paying basically to be part of this, parents should get like tickets for like, in just parents, you get like 2 tickets at like $20.
Listen, like I said from the beginning, I don't want to tell the people how to run their business at all. I'm really happy with everything, and I'm really, really, really love what Audrey gets a chance to do, and she loves it more than anything. Her eyes light up, and she thinks that it's the coolest thing, and that's what's most important. But and Burger McChick's right. He says, "Hey, traveling sports teams are expensive." You're right, and then he says, "Nothing compared to show choir." Show choir?
You know, in the good old days, it was like $3 to get in to watch show choir. It was like $3 to get in and watch a band performance.
Why would show choir be so expensive?
Got to rent the theater out, Ross. Got to have the sound system. Got to have somebody sit there all day and run the board.
Have the sparkly gloves for when you do the jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Got to have spark. You know how much those sequence gloves are?
A lot. People take their show choir seriously, too.
Dude, we've talked about the trophy case phenomena, right? Go to a local high school. I love doing this in wrestling tournaments. Look at the Hall of Fame. That's neat. See what people have accomplished. See who's come from that school. That's cool. That's neat. Find the trophy cases. Find the trophy cases. It's unreal how big the show choir and like competition band, Travis, you see, I've talked about this before. The state championship trophies. Go to like a Southeast Polk, or I was at Urbandale the other day, right? When you're at these schools that have won state titles, you can find the state championship trophy. The girls' 1965 state title. The boys... Right? At East High.
Back in the old days, the Iowa Girls Union used to have the coolest state championship trophy ever. I mean, it was like 4 feet tall. I mean, it was like this monster. You would have like a trophy room where you're like, you'd go look at the trophies and they would be taller than you when you were going as a kid. You're like, these are the coolest trophies in the world.
You have to see the dance and the dance and the show choir, the performing arts. You have to see these trophies.
Are they monstrosities?
They're unreal. Travis, you can find a 6-foot trophy and it'll be for like third runner up.
Okay, now you're overcompensating for something.
I took a video of this one time and posted it on Twitter when I was at some small school. I don't remember where I was, some map dot. And I was like, hey, check this out. State title. Look at those trophies. Check this out. This is for 4th place in a competition. It's like,
now you know where your admission money's going to. They got to pay for those big old trophies. Good to see Bill Blank is up this morning. He says, dance is the biggest organized crime ring in the world. And all the cahoots, studio, costume people, photographers, great model. If it's cute, mom will pay for it or demand that dad does.
Bill, what's up, brother?
Good to have you with us this morning.
What was I saying the other day? I was going to reach out to Bill and chat with him about. Anyway. Yeah, he went out and did his special. I wonder how that's going, how that went. Need to talk to him about that. Anyway, love you, buddy.
I had a pretty good weekend. It was cookie baking day on Saturday, which I avoided going to. So, you know, all the sisters.
I had a good day. They planned something and I didn't do it.
And Jeanette's like, hey, we're going to go to cookie baking day. I go, have fun. What are you going to do? I'm going to sit here and watch college football. There's 4 games on today. Yeah. I'm going to be in the privacy of my own home by myself, and I'm going to watch college football. That's what I did. Yesterday, we had some friends over for dinner, and I got drunk. I got really, really drunk. And we were sitting at the table, and I excused myself. And you know my house, so you I'm in the dining room. I walk into the kitchen. I just say, hey, I just get up like I'm going to go get something out of the kitchen, right? Well, in the kitchen, you know, the back porch that leads outside. I just go outside and I throw up twice, and then I come back in and sit down and act like nothing's wrong. It was beautiful. Nobody knew what I did. I was sitting there because I was about 2 bottles of wine in on my own, and I'm like, oh, this isn't sitting well. So I get up like I was going to go to the restroom or something, went outside, puked, came back in, had my rally hat on.
Everybody thought you just went in and took a snack out of the kitchen.
Yep. It was beautiful. I'm like, boy, that was the most discreet throw up I've ever had.
I don't, knock on wood, if I even have wood around here anywhere. I don't remember the last time I threw up.
That's good.
And I really from drinking. I mean, I've had a few moments in the last 5 or 6 years where I've been, hugging the porcelain, praying to the porcelain god, right? But I don't remember.
More from the flu and being sick. Yeah. This was totally alcohol induced. Way too much red wine. And I'm starting to realize
I kind of admire the ability to just step out. All right, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Puke and rally, baby. Puke and rally. And nobody knew. My wife still doesn't know.
You're a discreet puker.
Well, I'm pretty loud when I puke,
okay,
but I was outside, and I'm like, okay, the neighbors might hear me puking.
Yeah.
But nobody at the table knew what was going on.
We have a bajillion things to talk about. I didn't think that we'd start with the nutcracker and puking, but
yeah, but that was part of the weekend.
My buddy Scott, when he pukes, it sounds like he's wrestling a gorilla. He could be like, I'll be right back. And he'd go outside, but all of a sudden you hear from outside, Scott fighting a gorilla out there?
Like, that's what he did. Iowa State fans, I think, are the most forgiving fans, nice fans. We learned over the weekend that Rocco Beck has entered the transfer portal. And I'm sure there's some people upset. For the most part, man, thanks for your service. You'll always be a Cyclone. Are they too nice?
Travis.
Are they too
nice? I'm going to be honest. I want to be honest. I think, did I expect? What you're saying is 100% right, man. I did not see one Iowa State fan that was like, dude, beat it. Don't let the door hit you on the way. I didn't see one Cyclone fan do that. Now, maybe I'm not on Twitter and Facebook a lot, but I do get on there and scroll stuff, and I'm at least on social media during some of my dead time or during games or something like that. Travis, are they too nice? No. That's the way we should all treat this. I hate it when Hawkeye fans, when a guy leaves the Hawkeyes, and I have a dozen friends on chat groups that will fire away. Wasn't built the Hawkeye way. Couldn't handle Ferentz discipline. He's weak. I knew it. And you can see this stuff, and you're like, man, because the kid decided to go to a different school, because the kid decided that this wasn't the right fit for him, that this wasn't the place for him. Even though a year ago he had, and everybody, you celebrate it and you celebrate, he picked my colors. He's going to wear my laundry. And then the minute the kid leaves, it's, you know what? Him and his family can go ride poles. I think it's awesome that Cyclone fans responded the way that they did. I did not see one person, and I know I don't think I saw one tweet that even said like, congratulations to Coach Campbell. You're going to have a lot of Penn State fans in Ames now. And then I saw somebody else retweet that and go, no, you're not. There's a tipping point.
There's a difference between wanting your former coach to succeed and wanting a team to succeed. There's a difference there. You're not going to have a Penn State fan. You'll have a Matt Campbell fan, but you won't have a Penn State fan.
There's a difference between thank you and good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you. And what I saw over and over and over from Cyclone fans who had every right, in my opinion, because I'll be honest, Travis, I think when I went to ask you that question, I think something inside of my brain clicked and realized I kept going online and looking for reaction of like, man, this guy. These are the promises he made. These are the things he did. He could have done this. I didn't see one drop of that. And again, I shouldn't over exaggerate it. I know there are Cyclone fans out there that are pissed about it, and pissed again is you can still be thank you and pissed.
No, I'll give him this. He did graduate from Iowa State. He graduated over the weekend. So once you've graduated, that kind of changes everything. Now, you deep down, you kind of hope, you know what, you got a new coach coming in. You have 26 wins, which is more than any other quarterback in the transfer portal. You're like, are you going to help this new coach get off on the right foot? Are you going to give him the weapons he needs to be successful? Does it change, Ross? Because this is a possibility. I think everybody's making it a foregone conclusion that Rocco Beck's going to go to Penn State.
I kind of am.
If he doesn't go to Penn State to be with Coach Campbell, does the feeling change a little bit?
Oh, boy, what a good question, Trav. Oh, boy. That's a much better question for an Iowa State fan to answer. I think I saw Coach Hersom fire through on the comment section earlier. Coach, if you're up, because I know he's a Cyclone fan. Here's what I think the answer would be. That if you could give Iowa State fans a few specifics, you might see a varying range of emotions. If he ends up at Ole Miss, so Penn State. What if he ends up at an Ole Miss? What if he ended up at like a Nebraska or an Iowa? Then now, so I think there's that range of emotions. He ends up at that third tier that I'm talking about. Then you're like, man.
Well, he ends up at Iowa, and then they're going to be mad.
Which isn't going to happen. Isn't going to happen. But I think that would be. I think the right answer is it depends on where. I'm making the same assumption that most people are now. Penn State's quarterback, true freshman.
Played pretty good once he came in for Drew Aller, and that's what Matt Campbell has to juggle is like, okay, I've got a freshman that performed pretty well, and I've got 3 more years with him if I'm able to keep him. If he's able to keep him, do you say, hey, I'm going to bring in a guy for a year, we're gonna sit you to get you more experience, or do you ride this guy out?
Who knows? But I do think that Iowa State fans' reaction to where Rocco lands, I think that could change. I mean, if they're just being honest.
515-517-2303. Let's go to Coach Hersom. Coach,
what's up,
welcome
Coach?
to the Rush Radio Show. What's going on?
Not much. Just listening to you guys, obviously. It's a mixed bag of emotions, obviously, with coaches and things leaving. I mean, one thing that I think is really cool right now is Fred finally got it done, or is getting it done over at Nebraska. And, has them in the top 20. And you got to give Nebraska some credit too, because I think there were people calling for his job the past couple of years. So, good for him. Campbell, whatever. I can't stand Penn State. I'll be honest with you. I can't stand them. One of the things I've been hoping that happened was that he gets hired by Michigan. That Michigan, pulls him before he even coaches day one at Penn State. I think that would be hilarious, because I think if Campbell had his option between whether he'd rather have Penn State or Michigan, if both were open at the time, he'd have gone to Michigan. But who knows?
What a good question.
With Rocco, I said this to some of my friends. I was like, I just, I didn't see him leaving for a couple reasons. One, if he stays one more year, he rewrites all of Purdy's records at the school. And I'm like, where's he going to go? Is he good enough to even go to Penn State? Because they've got guys. The one Penn State player made a kind of a slight at Iowa State players, saying, well, obviously Campbell's a coach because they don't have near the talent we have, and he wins games. So I don't know how many of these Iowa State guys would actually want to go to Penn State. So I don't know, mixed bag of emotions.
Yeah, Coach. So let's the question about where Rocco ends up. I assume he's going to Penn State. I think a lot of people make that assumption. if Rocco ends up at if somebody wrote in the chat, I saw as you came on, somebody wrote in the chat and said if he ends up anywhere else but Penn State, he becomes public enemy number 1 in Cyclone Nation.
I would say that exactly, but I would agree that if he ends up anywhere but Penn State, you're like, seriously, dude, I don't, and I get, that there's a lot of really loyal Cyclone fans. Hey, thanks for your time, this, that, and the other thing. And at the same time, and I know he may have suffered a concussion or whatever, but he was freaking awful those 4 games that we lost in a row.
Well, he had a shoulder injury too, remember?
Yeah, but he would. I mean, that Colorado game is inexcusable. It just totally. I mean, that team was terrible, and we could not score. We couldn't move the ball. We couldn't do anything. The game against BYU at home. I mean, he was awful in that game. I mean, we should have had I said we, but Iowa State should have had a 21-point halftime lead, and instead it was, I can't remember if it was tied or they were right there, and then they just cleaned our clocks in the second half. But he wasn't good in that game, so I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those things where, I guess thanks, but don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Be in touch, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
Yep.
It's interesting, and I'm kind of with Coach on this one, Ross, and that is if he goes to Penn State to be with Matt Campbell, Mauser, Waters, it's like, okay, you're keeping your coaching together because it's not about the jersey anymore. It's not about the school colors. It's about the relationships you make with people.
And usually that's what life is about.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Now, if he chases money and somebody's a bigger offer than Penn State and he ends up at Arizona State, a Texas Tech, you go to a conference school and you compete against Iowa State, that changes the game a little bit.
Man, I'm rolling back. I saw Kyle posted earlier that Williams I'd say Williams reported, but I think Kyle said in the chat that Chris Williams said he is going to Penn State. And I mean, again, Chris has those personal relationships to have more insight and info on that. And that was my assumption when Campbell left, that's the first instinct most people had was, oh, shit.
Yeah, because I think everybody knows what happens when you lose a coach. I mean, watch what happens to Ole Miss after they get knocked out of the college football playoff. You got guys that are lined up right now. They're playing, but if you don't think guys are going to bolt out of the program to try to go to LSU to play with Coach Kiffin, I think you'd be fooling yourself. But, yeah, it was so I'm not really surprised. And the fact that he graduated kind of changes the narrative for me a little bit, meaning that he fulfilled his obligation. We talk about going to school. We talk about getting your education. We talk about graduating. He did that. And so now you're like, okay, I got 1 year left. I've got my degree. I can literally go to a college now, take like 1 or 2 classes in pursuit of a master's degree and not have to worry about stuff so much. I can focus on football.
To answer your question 20 minutes after you asked it.
Okay.
Are Iowa State fans too nice? No. No, they handled it the right way. They've got their perspective. They have the right perspective. Again, are there fringe fans? Are there the crazy fanaticals? But I think that for the most part, I've seen people handle it with respect and the aw shucks, let's go get them now mentality.
There's going to be a lot of money flying around the transfer portal. I mean, here are your quarterbacks that are open in the transfer portal. You got Rocco Beck. You've got Aiden Childs from Michigan State. He's an interception machine, but he's pretty darn talented. Kenny Minchie from Notre Dame. Josh Hoover from TCU jumped into the transfer portal over the weekend. Sam Levitt from Arizona State. Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati. DJ Lagway from Florida. And, of course, Dylan Raiola from Nebraska. That's a pretty crowded portal for quarterbacks. And I will say Iowa State fans handled their quarterback going to the transfer portal much better than Nebraska fans handled their quarterback going to the portal. And I think it's expectations, right? Meaning Rocco Beck probably exceeded every expectation that Iowa State fans had for him coming off Brock Purdy. Dylan Raiola did not exceed fans' expectations of being a 5-star, and they're like, "What? Who do you think you are, man?" And
I also think that the coaching change, Cyclone fans were mentally prepared. Mentally prepared for this to happen. So, Anyway, I think they handled it well. I wish him the best. Hope they lose to Iowa.
Getting lost in it, though, Jontez Williams also went into the transfer portal. Jeremiah Cooper also went into the transfer portal. Those guys dealt with injuries this season, but that's two other players, talented players, that also got into the transfer portal. It'll be interesting to see if they also try to go to Penn State. I wonder if there's some that get into the transfer portal kind of knowing where you're going, don't you?
I think so, Trav. I mean,
I would hope
every one of these coaches has talked about that the families are getting calls, the agents are getting calls. I don't even know why I put air quotes around agents. These guys have agents now.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So I think most of them have an idea of where they're going. Now, remember that we've talked to coaches that have said a lot of these kids get in the portal and they end up at an Iowa Western, right? They end up going down a level because they find out that's the best place for them to actually get a place to play. Those three kids that you mentioned there, my gut says the same thing. I have no I'll send Williams a text and see if he'll give me any insight.
Hey, don't forget that pest control is not seasonal. When temperatures drop, spiders, cluster flies, and mice head inside looking for warmth. So don't forget to protect your home all winter long with Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, your trusted local family-owned experts. And when you line up your first appointment with The Rush, get 10% off any pest or wildlife service. It's a great way to save before the winter pests settle in. Just go to Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions.com. It is The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With the holiday season approaching quickly and winter weather on the way, now is a great time to get your car serviced at Lexus. Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. I want you to take advantage of our winter service event, which is $100 off a set of 4 tires, $65 off of batteries, $25 off of brake pads, $10 off of wiper blades, and if you buy them all together, it's an additional $50 off. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and happy holidays.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel for your drive to your Christmas holiday with family. Drive clean with Unleaded 88 and support Iowa corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org and pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Under $2.
Wow.
Under $2 per gallon right now.
The 88 is, right? Yeah. Wow.
Even like regular unleaded or super unleaded or whatever it is real close, like 206 the other day.
No kidding. I haven't seen it that cheap. Mine was like 236. I'm like, but I even got excited. Isn't that weird? I inherited this from my mother, and it drives my wife nuts. It's be like, I'll be on the pursuit for the cheapest gas around. I'm like, okay, where's the cheapest gas? That's where I got to go. I'll drive 20 extra miles.
There's got to be
not really
app
save
or
any
something.
money.
You got to be able to. You shouldn't have to drive around.
I'm
It's
sure there
20,
is an app for that. But it's kind of fun just to go, oh, did you see the Quickie Mart on
Did you see the end of the Steelers game yesterday?
The offensive pass interference with the Lions?
Did you see, dude, it was almost the craziest ending to an NFL game. I mean, it would have been in that conversation of wildest buzzer-beating touchdowns or last-second touchdowns in NFL history, had it not been the offensive pass interference. And even the official's explanation at the end of it didn't make any sense, because Goff gets into the end zone. If you didn't see it, the Lions are driving. They're down 5, I think. They've got to score the touchdown to win. Last second play towards the end zone. It's a play at the goal line. What you see is the Lions receiver, and I don't remember which receiver it was. If it was, anyway, he catches the ball at the goal line, maybe at the 1 yard. He's not in. At the 1 yard line, as he's going down, he pitches the ball to Goff, who catches the ball and dives into the end zone, kind of jumps into the end zone. But they call offensive pass interference when the receiver ran in. He did shove off the Steelers defensive back to try to make the catch. Anyway, it was a crazy ending. And then the referee comes in and the official says the ruling on the field is the touchdown. But the offensive pass interference negates the touchdown.
Do you even say the ruling on the field is a touchdown? Don't you just go?
I mean, they were in that little meeting so long, Trav. I think that they were.
Can you imagine being an official going, I'm glad you're wearing the white hat because you have to go on the microphone and make this call. Oh. Did you see what happened earlier in that game with DK Metcalf?
Yeah. Punching the fan?
Yeah. And it kind of went unnoticed. I mean, it's something's probably going to happen with the NFL today. I mean, the NFL is very adamant that you don't mess with fans.
You don't punch the fans?
You don't punch the fans.
That's one of the things NFL doesn't like. In college, they don't want the coaches to sleep with the students. And we thought everybody knew that. In the NFL, we don't want you to punch the fans. Simple rule.
And the Lions didn't kick said fan out. And he was, I guess, he had like a yellow jersey with his number on it, and he was calling him by his legal name. He wasn't calling him DK. He was calling him DeKalin. And DK took exception to that and went over there and had a couple words with him.
What up, Knight?
I forgot about that.
What up, Knight? Remember when Bobby Knight tried to beat the crap out of a student because he said, "What up, Knight?" Instead of, waving, he went over and tried to beat the dude up.
I get upset if my kids would call a teacher by their first name. I mean, but you don't go retaliatory. You just, it's always Mr. This or Coach or whatever. But that's when you just sit down and go, hey, I know what you did there. You don't threaten him. You go, I've earned the right to be called Coach, Mr. Knight, whatever, right? Now, DK, his name is DeKalin, and you're talking about an opposing fan who's trying to get under your skin. When you let them win like that,
good point.
They got to you. They absolutely got to you. But don't go touch fans.
Come on. Anyway,
now if fans touch you, you have a right to defend yourself. But I think that the crazy thing about that Steelers-Lions game yesterday, Ross, was, how things can change. 3 weeks ago, they were literally calling for Mike Tomlin's head. They were like, hey, it's time to
literally
go.
Calling for his head.
The 10-year is over. Thanks for your service. It's time. Ben Roethlisberger goes on his podcast saying it's maybe Mike Tomlin should go to Penn State. It's time for a change. All the Steelers have done now is go out and win 3 straight games, including a win over the Ravens, including going on the road and beating the Lions, essentially locking up the AFC North, and now securing its 22nd straight non-losing season. Mike Tomlin has never had a season as head coach to where he's had a below 500 record. Do you know how hard that is?
When there's something about how many games they've played out of playoff contention, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Fame coach. This is one of those situations where it'll be 10 years, but after he's gone, people go, "Man, Mike Tomlin." That consistency for that long. Anyway, yeah, that was a fun game to watch yesterday, and there was a billion other things this weekend that I know you wanted to talk about. I don't think
No, that was actually one of them. I had Metcalf on there, but then you sit there and look at the record. I mean, think about it. Eli's 15, going to be 16 years old pretty soon. The Steelers have never had a losing season. It is incredible.
I say we shouldn't make guys wait to be in the Hall of Fame. Mike Tomlin's a Hall of Fame coach. He's be in the Hall of Fame next year. Why not?
Basketball doesn't do that. You have John Calipari's in the Hall of Fame. You have a lot of coaches that are in the Hall of Fame. Players usually wait a little bit longer, but you're right. What if you're a Hall of Famer? You're a Hall of Famer. It's just like boom. Have you ever seen the movie Air? That's the Matt Damon, Ben Affleck movie.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you don't want to know what was going through my head.
What was going through your head?
I thought you meant there was a Michael Jordan documentary when I was a kid. Was it called Air? Anyway, go on with your story.
Well, there's it's about Matt Damon, how he discovers Michael Jordan, how he basically had to convince Phil Knight of the shoe deal, and that is giving Michael a part of the proceeds. And there's there's a point where he's like scouting the tape, and it goes, I think, for the 1982 national championship game, where he's watching it, where Michael hits the game-winning shot, and everybody in the arena thought that James Worthy was going to get the shot, and they used Worthy as the decoy, kicked it over to Michael Jordan, who hits the jumper, and that's where he became convinced. He goes, that was drawn up for Michael all the way. Dean Smith knew that he needed the ball in Michael's hands when everybody else thought it was going to be James Worthy's hands. And I'm watching the Iowa State women's game yesterday, and Bill Fenley did something kind of similar. It is tied with 5.2 seconds to go against Kansas. Kansas hit the tying shot. They take a timeout to move the ball up. And you're like, okay, Audie Crooks is in the game. She's got 41 points. It's going to Audie Crooks. I mean, she's the one.
Yep.
And they and the first look was to Audie, and they could have got her the basketball. But no, they kick it over, and she hits a three-pointer at the buzzer, and you're like, wow. It was Kinsey Hare who hit it, and you're like, they used Audie as the decoy, knowing that if she misses, they're going to overtime. But everybody's kind of converging on Audie. They leave Hare open up in the corner, and boom, you're like,
I love it.
Look at Bill Fenley using the decoy, because
Audie
everybody
Crooks
in the arena
is the James Worthy in this situation.
Yes.
Kenzie's the Michael Jordan. I like it. Yeah, very, very, very cool. Big win, great play, big shot, big moment.
Crowd goes crazy.
Yeah. And again, man, the basketball team delivers, not just the women. The Hawkeye, the Cyclone Nation needed Iowa State to thump Purdue the way they did, to just kind of soothe over last weekend. You get something like that. There's always this. The basketball team is at least giving you sugar to swallow the medicine in some way. So congratulations to Coach Fenley. That's nice win. That's got to feel great.
Well, because we had him on last week. He joined us last Tuesday, I believe it was, and he was kind of nervous about they were off for finals, didn't get some practice time in. You start that first game back up with a conference opponent, and you're like, oh. How are they going to rebound? It's a close game, and then you went on the buzzer beater. But Bill Fenley was also going through my head all weekend long because I watched remember we asked him, hey, what's the difference between Yukon and the field?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, Iowa State is the number 10 team in the country. Iowa State is 13-0 now. And he's like, oh, it's not even close. It's Yukon and everybody else. You might have Yukon, Texas, but it's Yukon and everybody else. Then he drops the little knowledge on us that Justin backed up, that Yukon is favored against the field in college basketball. I mean, that doesn't happen either. So I'm like, well, let's see if Bill Fenley's right. Let's sit down and watch Iowa take on Yukon. They play the neutral court game in New York. You're like, Iowa's ranked number 11 in the country. We'll see if there's that big of a gap between Yukon and Iowa. Guess what?
There's a gap.
There's a gap. And it's not even close. Not even close. The Yukon women won 90-64. 90-64. And Iowa shot like 49% from the field. You're like, you shot the ball decent. And then you look at the big number. They turned the ball over 26 times.
What?
26 turnovers that led to 41 Yukon points. I don't know if I've ever seen a number like that.
That's a crushing defense.
That's a crushing defense. It's
Holy
kind of
cow.
demoralizing, right?
Oh, yeah. That's a good word for it. Holy cow.
Absolutely demoralizing.
Holy cow. Oh, my gosh.
Because it wasn't one of those, hey, if we played 10 times, we might win one. It is, if we played 10 times, we're losing all 10.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to lose by 30 on all 10. The gap is that big.
Yeah, it's almost like Coach Fennelly knew. It's almost like he knows what he's talking about.
It's amazing, isn't it? Smart guy. 26 turnovers. Ugh.
I mean, you don't hear about a great recruit in high school, girls basketball that Yukon's not
in on.
Right. Like, man, how are they that much better than everybody else? Talent, depth, coaching. They're better. Damn.
Even though, is that good for the game? And I'm just asking here,
I mean, Trav, listen, it wasn't that long ago that it was South Carolina, right? It wasn't that long ago that it was Tennessee. It wasn't that long ago that it was Baylor. And Gino's been right there that whole time. Yeah. He's always been, when those other teams were there, they had to chip away at his block in order to stand on top of it. And then he got back on top. But I think that is it bad? No, I don't think so.
You just wish there was a little more parity. Whether it's South Carolina, it just seems always seems to be one team that rises to the top that's like, oh, they're just so much better than everybody else. Iowa's got a long way to go. Still a very good basketball team, top 15 team. I don't know how far they'll fall in today's poll after getting beat by as much as they did. But again, I think you have to look at it and go,
I don't think they'll fall far because I think everybody understands how good UConn is.
Yeah. The Iowa Hawkeyes were in Des Moines, in the men's team, were in Des Moines to play at Casey Center. Ben McCollum after the game, and it was a snoozer of a game.
They did what they're supposed to do. I think people that went down there got what they thought they were going to see, or hoped that maybe they were even going to see, which was Iowa have some highlight moments, handle that game easily, dominate Bucknell, and that's what they did.
Now, he said after the game that, Iowa should play at Casey Center every year. I like that thinking. I don't disagree with him. And by watching on television, it looked like a pretty decent crowd. I think Chris Conley texted me before the game. He thought there was going to be about 9,000 people there. So that's pretty much lower bowl and in some of the upper bowl. But, yeah, I would say if you're going to play at Casey Center every year, which I'm all for, play a good team. Play a good team. You're right, Ross. I think people wanted to see Iowa win. They won 94-39. I think you want a little better game than that, just because you're like, oh, you can leave at halftime.
Yeah.
But if you want to put 15,000 people in there, 16,000, then you bring in a better team and go, okay, let's play it.
I won't argue, man. I would love to see them. I would love to see it be a top tier team. That would be, and then sell out the arena. That'd be really cool. I mean, again, you could probably play Drake or UNI down there, and it would get you'd get buzz, you'd get some stuff. Okay, so you don't have to go far to look for a better team than Bucknell to bring in. If you brought in a top tier team, that would be really, really cool. But dude, the logistics of all of it, the finances of all of it,
getting other coaches to agree to do something like that. That's
getting
the
Ben
hard
McCollum to agree to it.
Yes.
I mean, again, he's gonna I would say, I love the idea of them playing here every year. Okay, let's not be picky and choosy yet, because what I anticipate Ben McCollum would do would be a couple more years like this to really establish the Iowa program. Well, he's cultivating that non-con schedule to get as many W's as possible for March. And so if you can get a couple of years of that, start bringing in that real top-tier talent, feeling more comfortable, just like what happened with Iowa State, then you can start bringing in SEC schools to play in these, what am I calling?
Just neutral site games.
Neutral site, thank you.
Yeah.
Golly, words are hard.
Words are very, very hard. Why are they hard for you?
I don't know. Sometimes they're really hard.
couple of the big numbers from that game. Iowa had 19 steals. That's their most steals since 2010. And they shot, I think, 62%. But, Ross, this year they've shot 50% or better in 9 of their games already.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Wow. Good shot selection, great ball movement. You see it. I mean, we saw
space.
Yeah. Pace.
And Iowa State also was in action yesterday. 91-60 over Long Beach. At one point, Ross, the game was 45-9. At one point, it's 45-9.
Iowa State's really good.
12-0 for the third time in school history.
They're really good. 45-9.
I mean, it was over before it started. You're like, oh.
Long Beach deserves a little bit of credit there. I mean, it's tough to go to the huddle. That's tough to go back to the bench at 45-9. What do you say?
That's a good question. All right, guys. Keep fighting.
Hey, we're in this. What do you say? 45-9.
Guys, sit down. I need you all to sit down. Sit down. I want you to keep in mind, we're getting a big fat check for being here today, okay? Don't worry about this game. We're getting a big fat check.
Keep fighting, guys. Keep fighting, okay?
Keep fighting. Go out there and play.
Yeah,
Don't expect to win.
That's what you do. That's what you do. You, as a coach, you keep coaching. I had a mental image. Remember the movie Teen Wolf?
Wasn't there a remake of Teen Wolf?
Oh, yeah. There was like a Teen Wolf 2 that had Jason Bateman in it or something. But Teen Wolf, the original with Michael J. Fox, classic. But the coach in that movie could not give a shit less. He was just like, didn't care.
I've never seen it.
Never saw Teen Wolf?
Never saw Teen Wolf.
Okay. I mean, I can't kill you for that. You would have been, because it was more for kids like me. I mean, it was about a werewolf.
I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but then it became like, really? Michael J. Fox is a werewolf?
And good at basketball?
And good at basketball?
He's
I could get into Back
5'1".
to the Future. I could deal with the quantum leap that was taking place there. That was
that
believable.
was easier for you to believe than Michael J. Fox being good at basketball.
Going back to 1955, that's not a problem. However, Michael J. Fox, who doesn't even look that athletic, and I know he becomes a superhuman, but you're like, I can't buy the team, and then I can't buy everybody just accepting. Hey, we got a werewolf that's on the court with us.
Suspend belief, Trav.
How's this happen?
Then the hot girl breaks up with the good-looking guy to date the werewolf,
which would never happen. Which would never ever happen. It'd be like, ooh, you're gross.
The chunky guy. He was then also the bad guy in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But he's one of the
Big Adventure.
What's that?
I've never seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Again, past my time. Pee-wee wasn't a big deal when I was a kid, so I was late teen, early adult when it came to Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I'm like, not going to do that.
The great line, the line from that was, "Shoot it, fat boy," because he's holding the ball and he's like trying to pass it, and the guy that's defending him just walks away and he's like, "Shoot it, fat boy," and he hits the 3-pointer and he's like, yeah. But what made me think of it was the coach. Like, you're down 45-9. I can just remember that coach. He just kind of sits on the bench and doesn't give a crap about anything.
Anthony says, Ross, ask him if he's ever seen Revenge of the Nerds. Absolutely, I've seen Revenge of the Nerds. It's the first R-rated movie I've ever seen.
Anthony. Now you're in his wheelhouse.
Okay? And I convinced my mother.
Did you say it's the first movie you ever saw?
First R-rated movie I ever saw. Because I wasn't 17 at the time. I'm like, Mom, can you take me to see Revenge of the Nerds? This looks like a funny movie. And Mom being, wanting to keep her son happy because all the other brothers were out of the house. She's like, yeah. I go, now it's an R-rated movie, but I can get in with an adult. Yeah, and then the nudity started. then that's my pie. And I'm just sitting there going, yeah, I don't think Mom was too happy with me.
Revenge of the Nerds was a classic.
Yes.
Was a classic, yeah. And Kalen, the first thing that goes through my head when you say Revenge of the Nerds is Lamar's Javelin. Specially designed for his limp-wristed throwing style.
Or Booger's belching contest.
Booger. Yeah.
Or John Goodman, who played a hell of a coach in that.
John Goodman? Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I saw John Cusack in my head when you said John Goodman. Yeah, he's right. He is the coach of the meathead guy of the Jocks, the football team, right?
And
Anthony
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, that was before he was Goose in Top
and
Gun.
before he was in ER.
Yeah.
Because he was one of the first doctors in ER.
Yeah.
I think. Or maybe I'm wrong about that too. I don't know. I shouldn't talk about stuff like that. I just confused John Cusack and John Goodman in my head.
How did you
They're
do
both
that?
first name John. But I know what you're talking about now.
Is Revenge of the Nerds a sports movie? I think that's something you have to ask. I mean,
listen, if there are idiots out there that say that Die Hard is a Christmas movie,
that's fair.
Then Revenge of the Nerds is a movie about decathlons. Yes. Oh, Crumb, what's up, buddy? That dude that asked you that question is one of the best baseball players I ever saw in my life.
Really?
Yep. Great dude and fantastic baseball player.
Damn. And you've seen a lot of them. You have seen a lot of them.
I love Chris. We have Bush.
As you smoking a cigarette. We've got Bush.
And I don't know poker well enough to know the line, but I do know the one part where he's like, I got a flush, and he's like, oh yeah. He's like, well, my 2 6s, a 3, a 9, and a king beat yours because that's the way cards work. But Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
I'm with you.
It'd be like saying, you know what The Sandlot's about? The 4th of July. No, it's not. The 4th of July happens. Anyway, I'm not gonna have this argument with you idiots today. Okay, I'm not doing it. It's Monday.
Don't forget that Fiscus Jewelers is your local full-service jeweler in Ankeny at 1701 Southeast Delaware, Suite 250. You got custom design, one-of-a-kind pieces that fit your budget, engagement and bridal rings. They'll do appraisals. They'll do repairs. So start your design at fiscusjewelers.com. It is open Monday through Saturday. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. Iowa Tap Room. All Iowa beer. One amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, my name is Joe Moore, and I'm with Willis Nissan Parts and Service Department. Christmas will be here before you know it, and that means it's time for travel. Now it's time to get your car winter and road ready here at Willis Nissan. For the month of December, we're offering 10% off all your accessories for your car. Perfect for a Christmas gift. Call or go online to willisnissan.com to schedule your service or accessory installation today. Merry Christmas from Willis Nissan Parts and Service Departments.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Rush listeners, are you ready to drive something extraordinary at Willis Automotive in Des Moines? They treat you like family with guest-level service, flexible financing, and that perfect ride waiting for you. Come to 2121 Northwest 100th Street. Check out their new and pre-owned lineup and experience the Willis difference today. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Start leaving your comments in the comments section. And, of course, you can follow us on our social media channels, which now includes TikTok. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. If you watched the commercial break, which I hope you did, you saw the brand new Central City Liquors commercial. Like a host of characters in there making like cameo appearances. Bruno's in there. Joe Hayhoe's in there. I don't know who the blonde was.
Nick Renkoski? Yeah, I don't know either, but a lot of people are going to be asking.
Yeah, like who's the blonde? Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's good to see some new spots and funny. Every time I hear that, it puts me in a good mood. So, and by the way, if you need some last minute Christmas gifts, liquor is always a really good option. Just saying. People like a good bottle of bourbon. They like a good bottle of scotch. They like a good bottle of tequila. I got a bottle of rum last night, Ross. Somebody gifted me a bottle. Are you a rum guy? And I didn't have the heart. I didn't have the heart to say, "Hey, I'm not a rum guy," but I guess I'm kind of
going to be a rum guy now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try it, right? Go, hey, because all I remember is like from Brockmeyer when his dad died, and I'm paraphrasing here because he went into the garage to like get something to drink because Brockmeyer's an alcoholic. Go figure. And all he had was rum. He's like, oh. All you drink is that sugar alcohol. Because he was because he was a bourbon guy, and he was giving his dad a hard time for drinking sugar alcohol in the rum.
I don't remember Brockmeyer like you do.
Oh, I miss Brockmeyer. Miss Brockmeyer. Did you watch the big fight over the weekend? Of course, Friday night you had Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. Did you watch it?
No.
See the highlights?
Saw the highlights. Saw the highlight. I mean, I didn't see the fight, so I shouldn't speak of it. I saw a highlight, and it was Anthony Joshua breaking Jake Paul's jaw.
He landed a punch.
Yep.
And there was no doubt about it.
Double broken jaw, as Tony points out. Broke his jaw in 2 different places. So, but I did not watch it. I read a great article this morning, Trav, about that fight and boxing just in general, and how far boxing is from what it was. The conversation you and I had, I think, even on Friday, right?
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to take too much of this because I know you have so much stuff. You put together one hell of a rundown today. It's like
this was actually on my secondary notes. So
this was a wild weekend of sports. We got Drake basketball to get to. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to get to, and we did touch on the Brock Purdy stuff early on. But I saw this article from The Guardian, which is a UK publication, obviously. So it's written in a little bit of a different style, but it was really good, and it was about what has happened with boxing in a lot of our lifetimes. If you're an adult, you remember boxing being something very different than what it was. But the primary point of this article is that rags to riches story that we used to see, the Mike Tyson story, the kid from the Catskills that is fighting his way through the streets, who Custy Amato grabs off the streets in fistfights and cultivates into the greatest 19-year-old heavyweight of all time. These guys that changed their lives and went from the bums of life to the mansions of society, right? That's what we think of with boxing. There was this great equalizer. There was no threshold to get in. You didn't have to have a country club membership. You didn't have to have da-da-da. Now that's boxing. Big time. Again, are we overstating it because of one guy?
No, I don't think so. I think, because I think people have noticed it. And I asked you this before the show started. We actually talked about this. This was actually one of our pre-show conversations. But Burger McChick is asking the same question I asked you. And I said, can we say bye-bye to Jake Paul now, please?
I'm sorry, Burger McChick. We can't. Nope. We're not going to. I'm sorry to tell you this. Feel like a doctor giving a bad diagnosis here. It's going to be around a while. Okay? Jake Paul got knocked out in the 6th round to a former heavyweight champion who's 50 pounds heavier than him. He actually has more credibility today than he did in the boxing world. He has more. This is not. He'll continue to do this. He'll continue to have pay-per-views. He'll continue to promote it the way that he knows how to promote these fights. Netflix will continue to give him millions of dollars because millions of people are going to tune in to watch it.
That's the key right there. Because Netflix is going to look at the numbers and go, oh, this is gold. And when it starts to wane is when people stop watching. Like and that's going to be the indicator. As soon as Netflix has a threshold. They're like, hey, if we ever get down here, we're
done
pulling
doing
the plug.
This.
Yes.
Exactly. Or we just won't pay nearly as much money as we have.
Now, I know you're impressed that he went 6 rounds. He did dance around for a good portion of that. And at one point, the referee brings them together and says, I need you guys to touch gloves. They touch gloves. He's like, remember, people didn't pay to see this shit. And he said that.
That's great.
People didn't pay. And he's not wrong there either. But you know what? Plenty of boxers have danced. Plenty of boxers have avoided confrontation to last longer than maybe they thought they were going to.
This is such a Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Well, one thing I've watched a lot of boxing, but I've never noticed this. When Jake Paul went down, he sent Joshua to the corner, and he turned around and he started with a 5 count. So did he just automatically say, well, by the time it took me to tell Anthony Joshua to go to the corner, turn back around and start my count, I'm already at 5? Because usually it's 1, 2, but he's like 5, 6. Or maybe he just knew it was over. He's like, your face is plastered. If you get up again and want to fight and get hit in the face, you may do permanent damage.
I mean, the punch is very real. I think the broken jaw seems like it's real. Could it all be fake? Absolutely. Was it scripted that it'd be 5 rounds of whatever it was? Because again, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. And I've seen people say like he tried to tackle him a couple of times and wrestle him a few times, and wasn't a fight. It never was supposed to be a fight. It never was.
It's a sideshow.
It's just like politics. It's theater. I want to read this. This is so well written. George Foreman once said, boxing is the sport to which all other sports aspire. Putting aside the breathtaking exhibitions of physical and psychological intensity it can produce, the sport has long been a refuge of the underclass, credited with changing the lives of the disenfranchised and impoverished. There are no barriers to entry. In that sense, it was always sold as a democratic dream. But boxing is, and always has been, the red light district of professional sports. Its flimsy guardrails making it a long-time haven for brazen criminals and the kind of grift and corruption that stains credulity. There are no barriers to entry. The idea that a sport which gave the world Don King, Frank Blinky Palermo, and the Park Si-hoon versus Roy Jones Jr. could somehow be further debased is almost laughable, but here we are. It was the red light district of professional sports with flimsy guardrails, making it a long-time haven for brazen criminals and the kind of grift and corruption that strains credulity.
I've never heard the word credulity before. What's it mean?
I don't know.
You read it like you knew it.
I'm probably saying it wrong. The red light district of professional sports. I think that's really good.
Is the UFC like that now? Is the UFC the red light district of professional sports?
The UFC is so weird, man. It's a whole different conversation, Travis. It's a whole different conversation because there's so many problems with it as well. It's certainly not. You shouldn't hold it up as a beacon of like what combat sports should be. I think it's also cool what George Foreman once said, it's the sport to which all other sports aspire. I think that about wrestling. And now I would say even UFC. And that's what Joe Rogan's commentary on mixed martial arts always was, is that he saw that as the pinnacle of combat sports. It was a fight. There were rules, and we were going to be gentlemen about it, but it's a fight. I always thought of MMA and boxing like that. But that's really well written, like that. And boxing is in trouble.
Would that be considered prose, or was it poetry?
I think that's prose.
I think I failed that in high school, trying to break down prose, and I don't know. Can I just say it's really well written?
Really well written. Really, if you can say it, really well written. It's really well.
It's really well written.
That guy did good. Or gal.
What if they go, oh man, this is one of the best things I've ever written?
I don't know. When you write like that, I think it's flowing from you.
Now, I would say that Jake Paul he's such the anti-hero, right? That people wanted him to get knocked out.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I saw a lot of things that were like, Anthony Joshua finally does what millions of people have been waiting for. So now it's happened. Now he's got his jaw broke by a 50 pounds heavier than him, which, by the way, this is why there's weight classes in combat sports. And now what?
Well, don't do a sideshow. I would like to see almost a pound for pound. I think Jake Paul weighed in at like 216. Go get the 216 fighter.
You're all. So this is my point. Is this the end of Jake Paul? No. Even people that wanted to see him get his ass kicked are like, all right, now let's see him get his ass kicked by another person. Travis, it a little ways reminds me of the college football playoff. And I don't mean to force into a segue here, but in that, what's it matter? This weekend, we got exactly what we wanted to see, right? We said on Friday, what do we think we're going to see? Really good game on Friday night, probably one good game on Saturday, and 2 ass kickings.
Yeah, and don't look at that final that James Madison scored and go, well, they made a game. It was 34-3. It was like, no, it wasn't even close.
I had a dozen text threads firing up saying, what are we doing? Well, how are these teams in this college football playoff? And we've got Notre Dame sitting at home. Nobody I know is a huge Notre Dame fan. It just is that everybody's like, what are we doing? How did this happen? James Madison in Oregon.
And Tulane. I mean, you're like, dude. I mean, you did not do the Sun Belt or the American Athletic Conference any favors. You didn't. And fans have been, when it was just a poll system, they wanted a playoff. Instead of the playoff, they got the BCS. You were able to live with it for a couple years, and you're like, this just isn't the same. You get the 14 playoff, and then you're like, okay. But you're like, we need more. So you get 12. And you're like, okay, we got 12. And then 2 teams get in, and everybody who's watched college football all year long goes,
what are we doing?
What are we doing? I mean, if you're, and that's the problem with guaranteed spots, and that's why when you hear the Big Ten go, we need to have 4. If you get 4 in, you get 4 in. If you get 1 in, you get 1 in. People just want what is considered the best teams in the tournament. And you cannot, with a straight face, look at the games that were played this weekend and go, oh, James Madison and Tulane, they belonged. They belonged over Notre Dame. No, they didn't. They belonged over Texas. No, they didn't.
Alabama-Oklahoma game was fun.
Yeah.
Great. The Miami A&M game was great.
If you like defense, right?
Well, listen, as a Hawkeye fan, I can suffer through a 3-0 3-quarter. Was it 3-0 going into the fourth quarter?
I think it was, yeah. And you're just like, or was it 3-3?
Yeah, because it was scoreless at halftime.
Yeah. You're like, man. I mean, besides Tulane and James Madison, even though it was a close game, you start looking at A&M and maybe go, you might have been the imposter of the group. Even though you had 1 loss.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
Yeah, because... Yeah, you beat Notre Dame, but they didn't beat, if you look at their SEC schedule, not saying they shouldn't have been there. They were 11-1, I get it. But then once you roll the dice, you go, oh, where was the imposter? Might have been Texas A&M.
Boy. I think that's tough. That was a fun game. It was a really good football game. I didn't walk away from that either from that game thinking, and man, Texas A&M's not as good as I thought. I just thought that was a fun one.
I will say this, and they haven't come up an agreement on expansion. A lot of people are going to be 16. I'm still for, and I'm in the minority here, especially when it comes to a lot of the pretty people in college football. The people that write the big stories that matter, like Stuart Mandel and Pat Forty. I would take a 2014 playoff. I would.
Isn't that what FCS does?
Yeah.
Then follow that model.
I think Division II is like 36. I mean, it's like if FCS can do it, there's no reason.
We just saw. So what are we asking for here? Hold on. What are we asking for here?
I'm asking
Because
to get rid of all the bowls and go to a 2014 playoff.
And eventually in the bowls, getting rid of the bowls, I think what you're really is almost like what they've done already here with the quarterfinals going on, right? Where like the Alabama Indiana game is the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
You could move all the bowl games into that playoff system. I'm with you. But what are we asking for here? And I'm being dead serious because we started this conversation with, what the hell did we just watch this weekend? Why are we calling this a college football playoff when it's very clear that a couple of these teams didn't belong there in that top 12? So what we're really talking, then in the next breath we go, but what we'd really like to see is worse teams play those top teams in the country.
Well, but I believe that Texas would have given Oregon a much better game. I believe.
I agree, and you would have
Dame
had the Notre Dames in there. I agree. I think that the right way, there is no fair.
There isn't.
There
and
is
you're
no
going to have
fair.
to appease people because the group of five is going to be like, you can't keep us out. We're going to sue you. That's why I'm like, well, let's go to a 2014 playoff. You play those early on because nobody's really going to care about it until probably the quarterfinals. I mean, they'll care. I will say this, and I know they're trying to preserve these bowl games. I love the home games. It's just
I did too.
Completely different atmosphere.
Yeah, and it obviously didn't have the huge impact that it, a lot of I thought it would have.
I'm anxious to see what Johnny Manzel. Did you see he offered an apology? He was supposed to be the guest picker on College Game Day on Saturday.
I didn't see this.
He didn't show.
Oh no. Oh no.
He didn't show. And then he put out an Instagram post saying, hey, I wanted to be there in the worst way. Only one, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And when the time is right, I'm going to tell you what happened. Okay, well, the time would have been right just if you're going to make that post, the time probably would have been right there.
That's concerning.
It is because, and let's say it ends up being nothing like your dad was
missed
sick,
a
right?
flight.
I mean, just come out and say it.
Completely
right?
agree, Trav.
Because people will write a narrative in their head.
I'm already doing it.
Yeah,
I already did it. I got the whole story written.
He went on a bender.
Yep.
Just guest picker is going to be Johnny Manzel. Late word. Oh, Johnny Manzel not going to be here today.
Man, what was that? What was the Raiders center who bailed on the Super Bowl? Barrett Robbins.
Oh, but he had a mental issue, didn't he?
What do you think's going on with Johnny, dude? What do you think's going on with Johnny? There's a drug-induced mental thing happening there.
Not saying he's on drugs now, but
this is I don't know. I don't know. That's instantly the narrative that I wrote in my head as soon as you said he was supposed to be the guest picker and didn't show up. Oh shit. I've heard this story before. I remember reading this chapter. And you're right, if it was something like, hey, I had an emergency in the family, I missed a flight, there was miscommunication on our end, I think that's an instant thing of like people to go, oh, good, man, because we were worried. We were all worried because as much as you think that we all hate you, we're all kind of rooting for you, man. I hope it's nothing. I hope it's nothing.
I would say he's done almost a Lance Armstrong ability to rehabilitate his reputation. And people,
dude, we love the
people
rehab
are forgiving.
Story. Yes, we love it because we all have made mistakes, and so we love it when somebody is able to make a mistake and then thrive from that position. Because we go, oh shit, man, I've been in that hole. I've been in that shame hole, and this person was in it in a very public way, made a huge mistake. Everybody knew about it, and now they've recuperated from it. I can do like I think deep down that's what it is that we all why we all love it. And that's why when you say this, my heart hurts. I go, oh, I don't know Johnny Manzel. I don't have any reason to care for the guy. But I don't want him to be a tragic side note in pop culture. Yeah, Barrett Robbins was that center that had some serious. He was
he went off the deep end.
Name. Yeah. Johnny does too, man. Not quite into that deep of a deep end, but it's very similar.
I do want to throw out a congratulations to Grandview University.
Yeah, how about this, dude?
Grandview University, your back-to-back NAIA college football champion. So the state of Iowa claims 2 national championships this college football postseason. The Iowa Western Reavers win the JUCO national championship, and Grandview wins the NAIA championship.
Undefeated on the season. Did you see the stuff with their quarterback? He was named the NAIA Player of the Year for the second year in a row. In fact, we should get Coach Peterson on, their head coach, and have him just kind of talk about, or maybe have Plummer come on. I saw, speaking of the Nutcracker, the Nut Racket that I was doing this weekend, Saturday during rehearsal was when the game was going on, but Plummer's wife was there because Plummer's daughter was performing in the same Nutcracker. So got to see her. We high-fived after the win. Virtual high five. Yeah, we should get him on. Their quarterback ended on like a crazy winning streak with his career, Trav. So amazing that you turn over the coaching staff and don't miss a beat like that.
And ask Joe Woodley, who took over for his dad on a good note, how hard it is to win a national title. He didn't lose a regular season game and only got 1 national title, and that was his last year. Come in and you're like, and then they beat Kaiser again.
You asked a good question. The Plummer question, I feel like I'm going to reach out to Troy today and ask him this.
Do it.
Do you get tired of winning?
It's not tired of winning. It's the professional. You've been someplace. You're an athletic director. You like to build things. Is there higher aspirations? Like, if Brian Harden ever left Drake, would Troy Plummer go, you know what? I want that challenge to go to Drake.
That's the only, because I know Troy well enough to know, like, it's family and his he's got a good thing going here in Des Moines. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna call him later today and say, hey man, congratulations. You tired of winning yet? What have you done with all of your national championship rings?
Are you tired of winning?
I'm dead serious about this.
That way.
They have like.
You're putting a bias on the question when you do that.
They have a dozen wrestling national championships. This is now their 3rd college football national championship. They've had, I think, volleyball has maybe won the national championship before.
Well, the men's volleyball team.
So what do you do with all the rings?
Go win one in baseball? Haven't done that yet.
Show the other coaches that haven't won. You walk around like this.
Every Friday, we do the weekly woo-hoo from the Iowa Lottery. The Iowa Lottery is celebrating the holidays with the gift that keeps on winning promotion, and you can win some scratch tickets to go along with it. So on Friday, make sure to join us for the weekly woo-hoo and win a prize pack valued at $90, which includes Holly Jolly holiday-themed scratch tickets, 7 holiday scratch tickets, and 2 Instaplay tickets, which are also part of the Play It Again promotion. Sarah won the woo-hoo on Friday. You could be the winner this week.
Because she realized she's been waking up next to a stripper all these years.
That's right. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
House wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and I'm excited to announce with the holidays here, so are some exciting deals. Right now, this month, get a brand new 2026 QX60 for as low as 1.9% out to 60 months, or utilize the $5,000 in retail cash that they're offering. On top of that, this month, we're also doing 2.9 for 60 on the brand new 2026 QX80 and $7,000 in retail cash. For more information, stop by our showroom or visit us online at willisinfinity.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, it's Marion with Willis. It's going to be that time of year where everyone's driving to see their families for the holidays, and in order to see your family, you have to see the road. And you can't see the road with old wiper blades. And right now, for the month of December, we're offering $10 off a set of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Monday. It's Christmas week. I didn't know this, Ross. I went upstairs to take a pee, grab myself another water, and my wife's like dressed and heading out the door. I go, where are you going? It's like, I'm going to work. I'm like, oh, you're working this week? I just assumed that like school was off. Are your kids have school today?
Don't know. I almost said I don't think so, but no, I'm confident they don't.
Yeah, I'm like, you have school?
Sure
she goes, yeah, we have.
Your wife's going to work.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, she's going to school. I guess they have school today and tomorrow. I'm like, I did not know that. Do a lot of people take this whole week off? This next 2 weeks is crazy because you've got Christmas, and then Christmas falls in the middle of the week, and you're like, God, I'm not motivated. Then you got New Year's.
I think a lot of people do. That's a good question though, Trav, because you're only going to take one of the two, or do you just save up? If you saved up 6 vacation days, you'd be able to take the 2 weeks off.
That's a good way to look at it.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that thought that far in advance. I never did. First of all, I never had a job. I shouldn't say that. When I worked at Wells Fargo, I hated that job, and I used all of my vacation and PTO and all of that as fast as I could. But at the radio station, I loved working. It was never hard. You know what I mean? I'd gone from being a maintenance man and digging ditches for my dad to sitting around talking to my buddies. Like, yeah, I can do that. So I never used my vacation time. Never used my sick time. In fact, that saved my ass. AD saved my ass one time. When my mom got real sick, and we did like a month of home hospice.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
She was getting ready to pass away. And basically, those years of me never using sick time, AD as my boss, I'm sure he got in trouble for it somewhere along the line. But he was basically let me use all that sick time over the course of a month.
But that's what it's for, right?
Yeah, but I know he was skirting around some corporate stuff to allow me to do it. So
yeah, he had empathy and compassion,
and
which is not corporate stuff.
Right. Amen on all of that.
Yeah, so like where I work, we don't have separate sick time and vacation time. It's all considered one.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Your PTO,
when I was in the corporate world, it was one big bucket. PTO, paid time off.
That's right. Anyway, well, I just used 2 weeks of PTO to go to Italy, so I'm not taking any time off.
Good for you. You look refreshed. Do you feel refreshed?
Yeah. I do, and you even said it didn't take me long with the jet lag this time, and you're right. It was kind of weird. I did the show that we got back on a Thursday. I did the show Friday. I slept like that entire Friday, and then I was ready to go after that. Ready to go. We failed to mention that the Drake Bulldogs got a win in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Nice
the first
win.
conference win, 66-65 over Evansville.
Good win for the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
Hendo needed that. Yep. We often talk about this with the bigger fan bases with Iowa and Iowa State, like, oh, the fan base needed that win for morale. Hendo needed that one.
Yeah. Coaching staff needed that. Players needed that much more than the fan base did. As a fan base,
it
you
helped.
want your team to win.
That was see, my point was that it helped. The Drake fans that are out there needed that win. Tough win, last second win. I mean, well, held on for the last second win.
Yeah, as Tyler says, they blew a 15-point lead. I've seen a lot of Valley Road games go south with a 15-point lead. I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah. Wasn't perfect, got the win. Needed a W.
Let's go back to the college football playoff because we had the first round. I watched all 4 games, loved it. Now we got set up for the second round.
Okay.
Any game that intrigues you? You got Alabama, Indiana.
Well, the first one we get is Miami, Ohio State, right? That's New Year's Eve at 6:30. Man, those games suck though because
we got Iowa that day.
And you're at your party. You're at your, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to be at my buddy's house. Last year, Audrey got sick on New Year's Eve. Please don't let that happen again. So I didn't get to go, but I always hate that when you're there with your friends, you're there at a party and you can't, because I want to watch the game, but I'm also engaged in conversations and doing that. So that, anyway, Miami, Ohio State will be our first one. I think Ohio State runs them there, but I mean, if I had to, let's see what the spreads are. That's the biggest spread, 9.5. Ohio State's a 9.5-point favorite there. And then it'll get started on New Year's Day with Oregon, Texas Tech.
Which
Oregon
I think could be a fun game.
That's the closest one, according to Vegas. Oregon is favored by 1.5. Second game we get that day is at 3 o'clock with Alabama, Indiana. Indiana's a touchdown favorite in that game. And then the night game on January 1st is Georgia, Ole Miss. Georgia's a 6.5-point favorite.
Let me ask you this question, because I've actually struggled with this. Did you watch any one team over the weekend and said, "Oh, they're like a shoe-in"?
No.
Either did I. I didn't go, "Oh, you're better than Indiana. You're better than Ohio State. You're better than Texas Tech. You're better than Georgia." I never saw a team that I thought, Not saying there's not going to be an upset. I'm just saying no team impressed me to the point where like you could do some damage.
Oregon's really good. And I'm excited about that game. That Oregon Texas Tech matchup will be a really fun matchup. Did they blow me away? Like I think that they're going to be able to go out and play with Indiana, Ohio State. I didn't watch that Tulane Ole Miss game nearly as close as you did. I didn't watch the Oregon James Madison game. I mean, they didn't grab my attention.
The Oregon James Madison game, I dropped off pretty quick.
Yeah.
The Ole Miss game, I stayed probably longer than I should have. By the way, Lane Kiffin got $250,000 for the Ole Miss win.
I saw that online. Is that real?
Yeah, absolutely, because that was part of his. Now, Ole Miss isn't paying him. LSU has agreed to pay Lane Kiffin every bonus he was going to get as the Ole Miss coach. How can you, with a straight face, go, I'll take the $250,000? And how could LSU, with a governor
How
that
could
says,
you, with a straight face, take the money?
Well, I mean, don't you feel a little guilty? Or do you go, okay, maybe not?
No. Do I feel guilty about getting $250,000 for... You're damn right you justify that in your head. You're damn right you do the easy mental gymnastics of like, well, technically I recruited them and I coached them up and I won all those other games and I got them in this position. And hell yeah, you take that money.
And if they beat Georgia, he's going to get another check.
And you go, and when they hand you that check and they go, do you feel guilty? You go, I want to emphasize this as clearly as I can. No.
Abigail, he still has never coached a playoff team. They're a little bitter in Oxford.
Think
They're a
so?
little bitter. Yeah. A little bitter.
Technically, he's coached a playoff team. Abigail, he hasn't coached a playoff game.
That's a good way to put it, Ross.
So I just, the debater in me needs you to clarify the argument, but I like the sentiment. I like the attitude with which it's delivered.
And Lane Kiffin, being Lane Kiffin, sent out a congratulatory tweet to Ole Miss.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Congratulating Coach Golding and basically his entire offensive staff that's going to be joining him in LSU. Just saying. But yeah, I mean, I dropped off the Oregon James Madison because I'm like, okay, this is what I thought it was going to be. And it was night. Ole Miss, I'm like, okay, this thing's over. The other two games, I was glued to.
To your point, they were what we thought we were going to see, right?
Yeah.
All four games, we called it on Friday. We said on Friday that's what we thought we were going to see. Not like we called it.
I didn't see Alabama rallying from 17 points down. I mean,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
A good point on that. By the way, dude, did you see the... Oh, you weren't watching. Okay, I'll get back. Remind me of the Mike Tomlin. There was a stat at the end of that game, and we'll get... There was a stat at the end of that game with the Steelers. Mike, it's insane. Now, I know 12 points is a lot of points in the NFL. That can be a lot of points in the NFL. Mike Tomlin is like 102, 0-1 when leading by 12 points in the fourth quarter. Now, again, but think about that. in his career that we were talking about earlier, how amazingly consistent he's been. He's had one time in 103 opportunities when he's been up by 12 where he did not win the game.
And he tied that one.
Anyway, to your point, Trav, that you said about these games were basically what we thought we were going to see. This weekend, if we get to see what we think we're going to see, that makes for a really fun time. I say this weekend, but it's
the following weekend.
Yeah.
Or following midweek. The only bad thing is they're kind of mixed in with other bowl games that day. Like, you've got...
And they are not. No, they're not.
Well,
no, they're not.
On the 31st, you got a lot of bowl games.
Yeah, but let me go look at the schedule. First of all, not that it will matter. Iowa plays at 11 that morning, right?
Yep.
Black
and Gold Rush coming up right after that game.
Nice. Glad you said that. You're right about that.
From the Iowa Lottery Studios.
When we are on the air, Nebraska and Utah will be kicking off for the final bowl game before that 6:30 kickoff that night. So, yeah, there's other games, but none of them even close to being...
No, I get that. Not to the significance, but there's just other games, and there'll be other games on the first, too, but it's...
There are not other games on the first, I don't think.
I thought there were.
I don't see any other bowl games scheduled on Thursday, January 1st.
Good. That should be playoff day.
Now, you wait, because Friday, January 2nd, oh, buddy. You got the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl with Rice and Texas State starting your noon kickoff, okay? The Trust and Will Holiday Bowl.
Whatever happened is just the Holiday Bowl. The Trust and Will Holiday Bowl?
Dude, we have a sponsor for the Armed Forces Bowl.
At least it's Lockheed Martin. That makes sense.
That does make sense.
I mean, since they're doing most of the military work.
Yeah, might as well be Tony Stark.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's one of those you go, oh, there's a sponsor that makes sense. Is there anything holiday-ish about a Trust and Will? Plan for your death now by making your Trust and Will with Trust and Will.
You know who the sponsor of the Sun Bowl is?
Well, it used to be Brute, but it's not Brute anymore. Is it? And then didn't it used to be like Tony the Tiger?
It's Tony the Tiger. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. You're good at this game.
Great.
What about the Independence Bowl?
Independence Bowl in Shreveport, Louisiana. Is that a casino?
No.
Is it the Big Boy Mowers?
It's not the Big Boy Mowers. It is the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. The Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl kicks off.
I forgot that he's like sponsoring his own bowl game.
Yeah. That's Saturday, December 27th. So that day you've got the Go Bowling Military Bowl.
Go Bowling Military Bowl. This is why what we're doing right here, folks, is proving why bowl games just need to go away. You have Tony the Tiger's Sun Bowl. Think about this. You have the Go Bowling Military Bowl?
That's what I just said.
You have the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. You have the Pop Tarts Bowl. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Sean at Urbandale. Sean, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Hey, good morning, guys. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What's up, Sean?
Hey, Ashley, my name is Burger McChick.
Oh, nice.
What's up, Burger? How are you, man? Nice to talk to you.
Hey, I just want to, I don't want to take up too much time because I know Justin's going to I want to talk about the
Justin
college
can
football
sit and wait.
playoffs.
Nobody gives a crap about. Oh, go ahead, Sean.
Well, I just think that they're heading towards what I call the end game. I think what's going to happen is about 48 to 64 of these upper tier, elite, whatever you want to call them, teams are going to just break away, say, we're done messing with all this stuff. We don't want to mess around with coaches swapping and all the fines and all that. I think they're going to break away. They're going to start their own league. And I think Jamie Pollard kind of alluded to this summer. They're going to start their own league. Say they get to 64 teams. They're going to break up into 8 divisions, 8 in each division, split it north-south. They have different conferences. And the 8 winners of the division will go into the playoffs. It'll simplify it. Your NIL, your coaches jumping, all that will be managed with a commissioner or some president of the league.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I think you're absolutely right,
Yeah.
Travis. I think the only conversation, honestly, Burger, is what's the time frame on it. The debate really, I think that's going to happen. I don't know if that's in a 10-year window, a 20-year window. Travis, sometimes you surprise me with this stuff, and we're having these conversations, and you'll kind of lean in and go, dude, 9 months.
I don't think it'll be that quick, but it all depends on how the money shakes out and how everybody can get along in a room. And if they can't come to an agreement, they may have to push the red button and go, we're going full nuclear. And you have to get ESPN on board.
That's exactly how that plays out, isn't it, Trav?
Yeah.
In a negotiation, things start to go south. They've already broke out. They've already got their alliance built.
And then you just got to make sure ESPN's on board.
Thanks,
All right,
thanks,
Sean.
Sean. Appreciate it, man. Great call, buddy.
Have a good
515-517.
You are quick on the trigger.
I am quick
dude.
on the draw, man. Quick
Holy
on the
cow.
draw. What's up, Justin?
Hi, Justin.
How's it going, guy?
Guy?
I said guys. Did I say
I
guy?
thought you said guy, and you meant it just for just
That's
for
what I
Travis.
thought, too.
That was
Am I
funny.
like South Park Canadian? Hey, guy.
Hey, guy. Hey, guy. Wow.
Did you ever watch? Oh my gosh, where is it in my head? Come on, Ross.
I believe in you.
The one that's the Canadian Letterkenny. Did you ever watch Letterkenny?
No.
You know what I'm talking about, Travis? You ever see the show Letterkenny?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's got some funny stuff in it. It's a Canadian. It's kind of like a real, and it's not a reality show. It's a silly comedy sitcom type thing. Not sitcom. I don't know what you'd categorize it as, but it's funny and it's got some funny lines. Anyway, move on.
No, I've never heard of it. But I do have some good stats for you guys.
Okay.
First of all, did we screw up at all today?
You guys have been on it.
What we do?
You guys are kind of kicking ass.
I really think that we have to start moving this to Justin only joins us when he has something to say.
I think you just don't want me on the show.
Yes, but am I not?
Have I not made myself clear? But the couple of stats I found that I think you guys will find interesting. So we're talking about DK Metcalf,
Yeah.
NFL will probably fine him or do something with him for punching the fan. He has been fined 14 times. We assume a 15th time in his career for over $170,000.
For what?
There's been multiple unnecessary roughness. As a Seahawks fan, I can tell you that dude is the biggest guy, most intimidating guy I've ever seen on a football field, but yet the easiest to get under his skin. I mean, Jalen Ramsey,
calling him by his real legal first name, got under his skin.
So when it was Seahawks and Rams, great rivalry matchups. It would always be Metcalf on one end and Jalen Ramsey. And Jalen Ramsey's a great shit talker. And that dude, I mean, I think Metcalf would try to punch him twice every other down. And so there's multiple like unnecessary roughness where he's grabbing the face mask of Jalen Ramsey, or just some unknown dude who probably like accidentally bumped into him and was about to say like, "Oh, sorry, man."
In a football game. How
Yeah.
dare he?
And Metcalf's like trying to rip off his helmet. Metcalf is a player I love and hate all at once. Like, he was a guy
Is it
watching
roid
on
rage?
But that dude only eats candy. Have you ever watched that? Like,
Come
short
on.
little 15-minute ESPN feature that they did where he's like, I don't eat a lot of real
Travis,
food.
who
I
was
just
the
eat
dude?
candy.
Who was the dude that was the DN for the Cowboys and the Redskins, or D tackle maybe, built like a mountain, and he never lifted weights. And like, that was one of the, I remember a story when I was a kid. It was golly, it was like Dexter Manley.
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while you're going to get a freak of nature like that.
This
right?
dude was a
Bo
freak.
Jackson.
And he
Bo
was like,
Jackson
yeah.
never lifted weights or
He's like,
would
I
talk about how he
swim.
hated it.
I swim. That's what I do. You're like, what?
You're like, when I swim, I don't look like that.
Now, swimming's a really good exercise.
Yeah, I agreed, but I don't. It wasn't Dexter Manley. There's other stories about him that are going through my head. Can't remember who that was. That was the. I feel like he had a kid that played too.
Watch it be Metcalf's dad.
Yeah, right.
He played in the NFL. And then the last stat I have with Yukon, because they forced 36 turnovers on, or no, 26. They
See,
forced
you screwed up.
26.
I got it right the first time.
Way to go, Trav.
I just had to correct you. They scored 41 points off those
Thanks for
turnovers.
coming on and screwing up, Justin. First
You're
mistake
welcome.
we've had all day.
I got to make the show, feel back to normal. You guys have been too on it. But so they
Something like
forced 26 against Iowa. They forced a team high 36 earlier this year against Loyola. They have forced 30 plus turnovers 3 separate times so far this season. We're only 12 games into the year?
That's a good point too. A fourth of their games, they have 30 plus turnovers. Forced. Yeah.
That's an incredible number.
Again, it's almost like Coach Finley knew what he was talking about.
Yeah,
when he,
it's amazing what happens when Coach Finley does that, isn't it?
How good are they? Oh.
Minus money against the field.
Against everybody.
That's how good they are.
Vegas is trying to discourage people from betting on them as the national favorite, national champion. Anyway.
Caitlin says, why is Travis yawning? Because
I didn't even notice.
There's
Did you yawn?
I have been. It's like warm in here. It's like a lack of oxygen. I'm not tired.
We're boring
I'm not bored.
him. Oh, did you
That's
always
the
hate
bad
that
part.
in meetings?
That's the
when
bad
somebody
part about being on video now. And if you're listening on the app, you can't see me. But here, I'm like,
So, Trav, just do this. Watch this. Watch this.
oh, yeah. See, you just look like you leaned over to fart is what you look like. You just did to do.
I've done that before, too.
All right, Justin. See you, buddy.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for the stats. No, we
Bye,
appreciate
Justin.
you.
See you, buddy.
See you, man.
See you guys.
By the way, people are telling you need to join the chat during the day. If you're going to watch all day, join the chat and participate.
I'll do that. I'm all for that.
See you, Justin. All right, everybody, have a great Monday.
Have a good
We're gonna be back
Christmas
tomorrow.
week.
Great Christmas week. Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy it.
A lot of
We'll be
people
back tomorrow
probably
at
have the day off.
6 a.m. It's a Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Land Rover Des Moines. I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and to remind you that there is somebody special in your life that needs a 628 horsepower off-road Land Rocket Defender Octa under the tree for Christmas. So give us a call, click, or visit us at LandRoverDesMoines.com. Visit us in the showroom. We'll be glad you did.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season.
Woohoo!
Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.